But all right, as we go underneath this tunnel, you know we got to get some footage, right? Oh. Oh. Oh my God, guys. Once more, once more. Oh my God. Guys, the LCI shifts so much better. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Oh. Good, guys, we are on the way to the gym, and you know, I thought, why not get footage, because every moment is a blessing and I want to bless you guys with as many moments as possible. And guys, the important message for today is hate will chase what you already have, whereas love will meet you where you're going. So remember, guys, live your life with love, and I promise you that more love will come. And the people that, you know, may discuss you, or they may not see your perspective, they may just even have hate in their heart, they're going to be chasing what you've already had. Whereas the people that really love you and who will, you know, be there as you succeed, they're going to meet you there. You know, they're going to meet you there. A little bit windier today, guys. As you can tell, there's no drone. We got the valves open. We're in rear-wheel drive mode. I'll go into all-wheel drive mode now. With the touch of a button, guys, at 100 miles an hour, you can go into all-wheel drive mode or rear-wheel drive mode. Tell me, what Porsche can do that? Because there's not a single Porsche that can do that. You know what I'm talking about? All these Porsche guys, plenty to say, but not much to back it up with. Just having a Porsche doesn't mean anything, guys. It's not really that cool to just say, oh, I have a Porsche. Most people who have a Porsche, they drive it in automatic. Like, it blows my mind, guys. And I've already had a GT3, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not hating, I've already had that. My love, my future is Ferrari, you know what I mean? That's where I'm headed. I've already experienced what it's like to have a GT3. So guys, yeah, that's my goal, Ferrari, in the next 3 years. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the suggestions, the positive comments, the feedback. I do take it to heart, you know. I actually try to engage the channel. I just had a second session for mentoring with Jonathan and Josh, who have a cybersecurity company. And one of my first mentees, he's coming down to Atlanta. He wanted to break into the cybersecurity field. So I thought, why not connect them, you know? And that's what it's about. I can connect these people, these brilliant, young, driven men, and grow a community, you know? And that's what it's about, guys, a community of unlockable characters who are really at the top of their game. We could literally change the world. We all have our different strengths, but if we work together and we actually, you know, create this community, the possibilities are endless. There are going to be people who are good at everything you could imagine: cybersecurity, cars, technology, AI, businesses, drop shipping, you know, merchandising, anything you could imagine, really. Sky's the limit. So this is not the usual way to the gym, guys, but I do want to switch it up so you get different kind of experiences in terms of the POV drives. And I do hear what you're saying. You want some ASMR, some chill drives. So when it's raining, you know, and it's nighttime, I'll definitely think about going out for like chill nighttime drives and still talking, you know, giving wisdom, talking about my stories of my life and experiences that could help you guys wherever you are in your life. But for times like now, you know, where I need to go to the gym, I don't mind just pushing it just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So this is 85 north, and now we're gonna get onto 285 east. So we're basically swapping between two of the biggest highways here in Atlanta. 285 is a major loop around the entire city. It's kind of like our Nürburgring. We call it like the 285 loop, you know. You can go around it. You basically go around the whole city on the outside. So if you're taking a turn like this, there's no reason to be braking in the middle of the turn, you know, like that Toyota was doing. Sounds incredible, guys. So the swan neck wing is not on yet, guys. We do need a little bit more time. We're painting the end plates frozen black, and I just want it to look perfect, you know? Don't want to rush anything. There's no reason to rush anything. If you've ever noticed in your life, when you rush things, you know, bad things happen. So take your time. Your nervous system will thank you. The outcome, you know, when you don't rush things, will also thank you. Man, sounds insanely good. Just how good that sounds, guys. It's unbelievable. I think that was just a pile of wood. That's pretty funny. When people merge on the highway and they don't merge, it's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? I hope you guys are getting this. It's a beautiful sunset. It's 9 o'clock, it's 9 p.m. and there's still light out, you know? That's how far inland we are on Eastern Standard Time in Atlanta. Braking that much. The people are still at the light. It's crazy. It turned green like 10 seconds ago. I mean, when you're driving, just have some freaking awareness, you know? Let's check out the view to make sure it's still pretty good. this should be a really good view actually. So good, guys, so good. Let's see if we can drift this turn a little bit. Oh, car did not want to drift that at all. All grip, guys, all day. Sounds so good, guys. Finally paved this properly, and after the gym, guys, we'll go to the car wash, so you'll get some even more footage. Oh, that guy's flying. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Unlockable Character. Today's video is going to be for Music and Motivation Monday. We just got done with the gym. It feels like 110 degrees outside, guys. It literally feels like India. It is so hot and humid here in Atlanta right now. I'm putting it in track mode. You know how we do it. We're gonna drive the car in rear-wheel drive just to have some fun, keep it a little bit loose. We're gonna go to the car wash right now and do kind of like an ASMR nighttime drive. And I might get into it, I might not, depending on how the traffic is, you know. Hopefully it's not too bad, but I'm sure you guys will enjoy. It's so hot, guys, that putting the windows down actually, like, there's a possibility the GoPro overheats even at night. That's how hot it is right now. It's just unbelievable. We have to be careful now at night because a lot of these roads are being paved, so... Ooh, that sounds good. Might not be able to see how uneven it is until you get to the actual, you know, part of the road that's uneven. I think there's a lot of uneven road up ahead, but let's just be careful, guys. Right there, I think, is the uneven part of the road. And it hits, guys, that hits so hard. I think I hit that in yesterday's video, but I slowed down a little bit before we got there. We're gonna take this exit, guys. This exit is a shit show every day. People just don't know how to take it. People get confused. And also, guys, do you realize there's like no streetlights over here? It's so dark out right now. Trying to turn the ambient lighting down. This is actually all the way down, guys. The brightness is all the way down right now. Let me show you what it looks like when it's all the way up. It's a pretty big difference, right? I mean, that'll wake you up, but it's also kind of distracting with how bright that is. So I usually roll around with it all the way down, especially at night. But then when I'm like backing the car up and I need to see, you know, the rear camera, then I turn the brightness back up, guys. But all right, let's get it going. On the way to Auto Craze car wash, guys, about 30 miles, 27 minutes. And let's talk about life, guys. Let's talk about some wisdom. Let's talk about some motivation. For those of you that were born in the 90s, you will remember that the internet was a place where people didn't really share their feelings. It was a place to share, you know, research, logical thoughts. It was more scientific in many ways, and that's really the genesis or the birth of the internet came from basically research universities that were connected to each other, sharing research. And then people who had access to the internet in the early 90s were generally very, very well educated. You know, they were articulate, they were able to read and write very well. And it was reflected in the content that you could find on the internet. Mostly the content on the internet was for educational purposes, and for better or worse, people just weren't putting out emotional drama, you know, or delusional feelings on the internet. So that continued for a while through the 90s, and then there's a few things that happened. In 1999, I think that there was a consciousness shift in the United States, and you can explore that in 3 movies. The first movie is Office Space, so definitely go check that out. Second movie is American Beauty, and that movie really captures how the innocence of the suburbs in America was really just a smokescreen for what was going on behind the scenes. And that whole sense of the innocence of the suburbs, I think, has been lost now. And the third movie is Fight Club, which really talks about how we don't have a great war. The great war is a spiritual war. Our Great Depression is our lives. And for young men, that couldn't even ring truer today. So 1999, 3 movies, guys: Office Space, American Beauty, and Fight Club. We all know what happened in September 11, 2001, right? Terrorist attacks on US soil. We never could have imagined that something like that would have happened. 3,000 plus people dying. And after that, we went to war in Iraq and Afghanistan, when what we really should have done is gone after the Saudi Arabians who planned the whole thing, because most of those terrorists, those hijackers, were from Saudi Arabia, guys. And that September 11th attack was a real wake-up call, not just for the fact that we were attacked on our own soil, but to look at the government and how it reacted. So much of 9/11 was kept under secret, you know, documentation. It was confidential. We basically went to war to enrich George W. Bush and his friends, Donald Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney. The most corrupt people, I think, of the last 20, 30 years were part of that administration. So that's 2001. Internet is still growing, right? 2004, Facebook comes around. Prior to Facebook, DARPA, which is an advanced research projects agency of the defense industry, the US government industry, they already had something that was in the works that was gonna kind of be like an internet directory of people and everything that they were doing online. But anyway, Facebook came around in 2004. And all of a sudden, instead of the internet being about factual basis of research and sharing, you know, knowledge-based truths, the internet quickly became something where people just lead delusional beliefs and emotional posts online. And what started to happen is we started to lose touch with reality. So social media was the beginning of the end in terms of our grasp of reality. And what I mean by that is there's a concept called hyperreality. Hyperreality is when people's delusions propagate, you know, they spread into the world. Social media is a way that happens. And then the propagation of those delusional beliefs get built upon. So over a certain amount of time, we lose complete touch with the ground truth, the base reality. And people may think that I'm based, and it's kind of true. It's not to say that I'm extremely right-wing, because I don't think I am. I'm based in the sense that I live in the ground truth. I don't live in the delusion of the society that we live in, and I don't live in other people's delusions based on social media. Okay, so now what we are living in is basically a bunch of mental illness, because everyone has put online the best version of what they think is a curated lifestyle, which is not even close to the truth. You know what I mean? They're just fronting. Most people are just fronting online. And so after that, after social media exploded and the influencer generation came about, we now have AI. And what AI is learning from is the internet. And instead of learning from research and truth and fact-based knowledge, it's learning from people's delusions. So the AI is also getting trained on hyperreality. And very soon, the machines themselves are going to be producing delusional content and teaching each other from delusional content. And there's a real threat there. So as we lose touch with reality, guys, you have to sharpen your critical thinking skills. And it's really unfortunate, but there's going to be some really serious negative consequences. You're going to see politicians who are AI generated, who are going to emotionally manipulate people and win campaigns based on delusions. You're going to see people basically feed into the mental illness of other people and focus more on feelings than truth, which is going to lead to the collapse of Western civilization. I'll tell you that, because what we're going down the road of is extreme tolerance for beliefs and cultures and people's feelings that don't actually share harmony with how Western civilization was built. And you could say that's for the best or that's for the worst, but it doesn't look good in terms of the near term for where things are headed, guys. And I'm just being real with you, you know, I'm just being real with you. So I hope you take that to heart. All right, let's open this bitch up a little bit. Good. That was really, really good. That was an all-wheel drive, guys. That's really the most acceleration you can get out of the car is an all-wheel drive. People have been asking what's the 60 to 130 on this car. Honestly, I don't know. I used to have a Draggy, which is a little device that uses, you know, pretty precise GPS positioning results to track your speed and your performance. I think the 0 to 60 right now is like 2.8, 2.9 seconds. It might even be 2.7 seconds. 60 to 130, if I could guess, is probably in the 8 seconds to 7 seconds range. But after the car is tuned, the 0 to 60 becomes closer to like 2.1. And the 60 to 130 on ethanol, like E85, can, on stock turbo, by the way, stock engine, stock transmission, gets close to like high 5 seconds, which is just insane, like absolutely insane. These cars are modern marvels, guys, just like modern miracles of just engineering. I drove this, remember, to Polecat in Tennessee, which is in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee. It's like 3.5 hours from here. Did multiple sessions in 100 degrees heat and came back to Atlanta the same night, same day. No problems, zero problems with the car. Couldn't do that 10, 15 years ago. You'd trailer the car, you'd have to bring, you know, all kinds of extra stuff. Extra brake fluid, extra oil, extra coolant, probably even a set of tires. Guys, is that a BMW or a Honda? Oh, it's an i4, okay. Four-door, 4 Series. I swear, Hondas and Acuras have the same taillights as the pre-LCI car, guys. I think the fact that BMW just didn't spice up the original taillights on this car was a big letdown, but I've noticed a lot of cost cutting from BMW, and that's just being real with you guys. It used to say M4 competition on the door sills, now it just says M4. That's when you open the door, it's on the bottom where you step into the car. It used to say competition here with M4 or M3, that's no longer there. The tire pump in the back used to be of a higher quality. It's an automatic tire pump that you can plug into the cigarette lighter. Sometimes you no longer get a tow hook. You don't get the tools, and the bag that the tire pump comes in used to say BMW M on it. It no longer even says that. It's kind of crazy, all the little things that they took away. In the LCI cars, in the rear seat of the M4, there used to be a digital display for the dual zone climate control, and that's gone. And you also used to have 2 additional USB-C charging ports. Those are also gone. And you know, that could make a difference if you want to have people in the back charge devices, or charge your own devices if you wanted to charge a bunch in the car. Now we just have a USB, regular USB here, where right below where the phone charging tray is, and then the USB-C in the center console where you lift up. Yeah, guys, after we get the car washed, I'm gonna come home and get some rest, probably put the video together. So I like doing it the day before now, you know. I really want to keep going with the daily uploads for you guys. And then when we get back to Atlanta, that's gonna be sick footage too. I wanna get a bunch of footage through the city at nighttime. I'll put the windows down, get some exhaust notes. And if you can't tell, I did change the ambient lighting in the car, guys. It is now just full red, which is not an option from the factory, believe it or not. You have to use BMWM code and pick, in this case for iDrive 8.5, you have to pick a color to replace with the custom color. So for me, I've picked, I think, ivory. As you can see here, ivory is now red. So if I change to like flamingo, you'll see the difference between flamingo and red. Flamingo is kind of like a pink, right guys? Whereas ivory, which in now case is my custom color, is like an actual deep red. Retards in the left lane, guys. They have a mile to go. You could just speed up and then get over, but instead they started braking while there was a truck to the right of me. Just idiots, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so ivory is the color that I picked. If you want to go through the other options, because it's nighttime, we can do that. See what it looks like, guys. That's yellow. Looks pretty dope, not gonna lie. Coral also looks pretty cool. Flamingo you saw was kind of like a pinkish, and that's what I was originally running in before I used the BMWM code. Pearl, I think that's a very bright white. It's pretty nice, pretty clean. Turquoise is gonna be like a light blue. This reminds me of Greece, like Santorini. Emerald, green. That's pretty beautiful at night. That's what I used to run on the previous car, the Isle of Man Green 2024 car. Rose, kind of like flamingo, but more like salmon, like yellowish almost, than pink. Azure, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful, guys. If I didn't do red, I would probably do Azure. And those are the options. So I'll go back to ivory, which is now my custom red color, and keep it at that. If you guys can see the heads-up display, I'll turn up the brightness. What's cool is you can change your song and then the info will come up on the heads-up display. So let me turn that down real quick. Don't want to get a copyright strike, but I'm in Spotify now. And then you can see if I'm scrolling through, there's so much information. There's the album cover, the next song, the previous song, and you can scroll through. And if you have a playlist going, it'll scroll through the whole playlist. It's awesome. Like, look at that. It's crazy, right? I love that. Turn it down. See how bright that gets, guys. It can really be distracting at night. Ooh, it's bumpy here, huh? That's why I keep the suspension in the softest settings, even when everything else is really stiff, or on the sport settings, I should say. The suspension and the steering I keep in the softest settings, in all-wheel drive and in rear-wheel drive, guys. You can tell. So if I turn off M1 and turn the valves off, there's literally zero drone in the car at all. It sounds like it's a stock car. It also drives like it's a stock car. And that's the beauty of the M4. It's a platform that is truly Jekyll and Hyde, meaning you can have the most comfortable grand touring highway cruiser, and you know, you could do 300 miles to the track in the comfort settings, valves off, and then go to the track, put it in M1 mode, you know, sport plus everything, valves open, and suddenly it's a track monster. And that duality is just unmatched. And there's no Porsche that can also do that all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive thing. So all you Porsche guys can, you know, you can suck it. And I swear to God, a lot of these Porsche guys are really like up their own ass, you know what I mean? Like, now they have a Porsche and they just look down on everyone. It's like, dude, most of you guys don't even know how to drive. Like, you just take the car to the golf club and maybe cars and coffee, and you talk shit about like the takeover kids or whatever, you know what I mean? Like get a life, you know what I mean? And learn to actually get the most out of your Porsche. Don't just drive it in automatic and you know, do your daily drive to the office and back and think that you're some pinnacle of car enthusiast. It's hilarious, guys. I actually, when I had my GT3 and I put a full catless exhaust system on it, I did drift it a lot, including on the street. And I remember there was a Porsche group on Facebook, and they got so mad because my footage got posted there that some of the guys literally wrote on a post-it note, you know, Romy is an idiot, and then they stuck it on their own car. And then they took a picture of it and posted it on the group to try to make a point to me. Like, and I was trying to understand, like, what kind of point are you making? Like, that's the most NPC thing I've ever seen in my life. You literally stuck a post-it note on your own car and wrote my name on it. Like get off my dick, you know what I'm saying? Like, these NPCs, the Porsche NPCs are fucking hilarious. They're literally dumb as shit. But you know what, guys? Like I said, hate will chase what you've already had, and love will meet you where you're going. And the most powerless people will talk the most. So when people talk, remember, simple minds discuss people, other people. Strong minds discuss ideas, you know? And there's a big difference between them. If you're in a group chat and all you do is talk about other people, you should probably leave that group chat, because it's not going to do anything for you. If you're around people and all they do is talk about the same people, and it's like it's a repeat pattern, it's a cycle of behavior, it's just probably a group full of mental illness or people that are not doing anything with their lives. You know what I'm saying? Really be careful who you hang out with, you know? And there's a great analogy that in the natural world with animals and birds, crows are actually known to get on an eagle's back and kind of pick at it, at the eagle's neck. And you know what the eagle does? The eagle goes as high as possible until the crow basically can't breathe, and then the crow falls off. So just like with people, if you just keep going, they won't be able to keep up. And so they'll just fall away. And that's natural. That's actually what happens. There are people like will come into your life for 1 season or 2 seasons and they're gone. And I think maturity is when you can wish them the best and just acknowledge it is what it is. They may have just been riding your coattail. They may have been using you, but maybe you can learn something from them along the way and just wish them the best, you know? And if they decide to talk shit about you in the future, all I would say is just, you can block them, you can ignore them, and that's fine. And I think you should stop focusing on what they're saying and focus on the fact that they were only in your life for a season or 2. Just drown out the noise, mute the noise, especially from people who, you know, don't see the bigger picture, and maybe they even try to use you for their own advantage, you know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind, guys. As you can tell, we're chilling. It's nighttime and we're in Forsyth County. This is where a lot of them, you know, the road pirates are going to be on the side with their lasers or whatever. And you know, after I get gas, I'd be good. You know, this car, once it's tuned, it'll hit 200 miles an hour, and that's on a straight line. Like, you're not going to be able to catch that. There's no catching that. Car is like butter, you know what I mean? With all the comfort settings on, the exhaust off, it's just, it feels so buttery to drive. It's unbelievable. And I think there might even be a police officer in the left lane over there. You probably see him. So there's a good reason that we're just chilling, guys. There's no reason to drive fast at all. Alright guys, I will pop this back on when we get to the car wash. Let's go. Alright guys, welcome back to Unlockable Character. We made it to the car wash. I'm gonna chill for a while on the way back, but then once we get close to Atlanta, I can open it up and we'll get some exhaust footage. And guys, so for those of you who don't know, I do use my iPad as the preview. I shoot everything on my GoPro Hero 11 Black. I got it at Costco. There was an amazing bundle. Came with an SD card, extra battery. Definitely recommend getting the extra battery. I know the GoPro Hero 12 is like the latest and greatest, but you really don't need that. And I think Costco still has the Hero 11 for a really good price. So if you're looking to start a YouTube and you want to do, you know, this POV stuff, Hero 11 is all you need. I think the bundle at Costco is like 200, maybe 250 bucks, and it's amazing. What a good price for the GoPro. The iPad has an M2 processor. This is an iPad Pro, and I was using iMovie to edit everything. And what I realized is iMovie on my MacBook Pro is a different software set than the iMovie on the iPad. So on the iPad, you can export 4K 60 frames per second. On the MacBook Pro, you cannot export 4K 60 frames per second from iMovie for some reason. And it's probably because, you know, Apple wants you to use Final Cut Pro and pay a little bit more for it. So moving forward, the only limitation for me is the amount of storage on the iPad and how much footage I can edit. This only has 128 gigs of storage, whereas my MacBook has 1 terabyte. So just something to keep in mind, guys. But for right now, let's just enjoy the ASMR of the car wash, guys. This message always comes up. That's because the front cameras get water on them in the car wash, and then it gives you that little warning, but it goes away after everything gets washed away. So let's check out CarPlay, guys. The screen in iDrive 8.5, just like 8.0, is a massive widescreen. I do have a satin PPF coverage on the whole thing, which prevents glare and prevents the oil on your hands from building up. And right now, I have a few different map apps. So when I do mountain drives, there's a Roads Porsche app. So this is a specifically built driving maps app for when you want to get like awesome back roads. It has really cool back roads around every area that you could possibly live in. Like, so Atlanta has awesome mountain drives north of Atlanta, and you can use the Roads app to find those roads. I need to set it up again because I think I deleted it and re-downloaded it, but I'll definitely show that to you guys in a different video and like a full kind of breakdown of what that is. I also have Waze, I have Apple Maps, and I also have Google Maps, so kind of best of all worlds. In iDrive 8.5, they have updated the factory navigation system. It's a lot faster to use, the colors are brighter, and generally it's really nice. It's actually really nice. When you use the factory navigation, you get a lot more information on the heads-up display too after you enter a destination. There's different modes. Adaptive will kind of adapt to where you are and what information you need to see at that moment. Reduced will give you a zoomed out view with not much information, and expanded will give you traffic information. So that's the green lines mean that traffic is flowing smoothly. When you buy a new M4 or a new M3, you get the traffic included for I think 2-3 years. And then you can add on services too, because BMW has like a connected service system where you can add on like additional information for your maps. So we have a lot to look forward to next week. I have a aluminum under tray coming, which is going to protect the underside of the car, especially there's an oil cooler right underneath the front bumper, which is very vulnerable when you lower the car, so the skid plate will protect that. I also have a really cool tow hook cover coming. It has the M stitching, which is that red blue stitching, and it has that, you know, it's like a tow hook pull, it's like a felt pull, and it'll just be a nice touch in the front end. I'm still thinking about if I'm going to run a grill or not. I'm undecided, but we are going to put the front splitter and the wing on very soon. Both of the front splitter and the wing needs to get painted, and we're doing the end plates of the wing in frozen black. The front splitter will be painted gloss black, even though it's full carbon fiber. And guys, I am selling the HIM decals. I'm selling the HIM shirts, HIM sweatshirts, and the HIM hats. It's all on the Shopify. I'm also selling the wing that's going on my car. and the carbon fiber CSL splitter, which I ran previously on my old G82. So definitely check it out on the Shopify. During the car wash, I keep the AC off. It's kind of something I've always done. I honestly don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I guess it is, right? You don't want air and water going in through the whole car as the car wash is happening. So as soon as the air dryer starts though, I put the AC back on. Let's put Waze on, make sure we're good. I saw a ton of cops already, but I've been chilling. And all right guys, when we get closer to Atlanta, I'll turn it back on, get some more footage. Let's go. All right guys, we're coming back towards Atlanta now, so gives us a chance to open up the car a little bit, turning the valves on. That's M1 now, all-wheel drive, 7th gear, 6th gear, 5th gear. Oh yeah. Hoping you guys get some good footage from this. And as we get even closer, you know, when we get to those underpasses, I'm gonna be ripping it so that you guys can enjoy how this car sounds in all its glory. The exhaust setup, for those wondering, is the Mastery of Art and Design engine intakes. Not the intakes that go behind the grille, but the ones that are in the engine bay. I have the Mastery of Art and Design single non-resonated mid-pipe, and I also have the Mastery of Art and Design Fat Boy downpipes. I have the stock factory axle back, so the stock muffler. It doesn't look that great, but it serves its purpose. And then I have the SST valve controller, which I've linked to the garage door button openers for the valves open and the valves closed. And that, personally, I think is the best setup that you can get on the car for the money. You don't need to spend a ton of money. You don't need to buy a titanium setup. The only thing I might change is doing like a new muffler setup, just for the looks, honestly, not for any other reason. This is interesting. See what's going on here. They're doing a lot of road paving, so that's probably what it is. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. This is where the MARTA comes through, so what's really cool is when the MARTA comes, which is the train here, the public transportation, there's a fence and it lights up. It looks really, really cool. It lights up as the train passes, and at night, I think that would be the sickest rolling footage to get, you know, footage of a drive-by where you see the car driving, the train passing. All of that would be so cool. This is always cool because that's Buckhead as you enter Atlanta. We're coming from the north, so Buckhead is north of Midtown Atlanta, north of the main city itself. And for those of you new to Atlanta, it's so spread out that you really do need a car if you don't take MARTA. And not many people do take MARTA, that's the funny thing. But alright, as we go underneath this tunnel, you know we gotta get some footage, right? Oh. Oh. Oh my God, guys. Once more, once more. Oh my God. much better. Oh my God. Absolutely nuts. Oh. Oh. For all of you that say, oh, the S58 doesn't sound that great, eat your heart out, because that sounds phenomenal. It sounds literally what a race car sounds like. Oh my God. Wow. All right, guys, let's get some more footage. Oh. Oh. Oh my God, guys. Like, are you kidding me? The S58 doesn't sound goated, because that sounds goated. Absolutely goated. Oh boy, that sounds absolutely phenomenal. Oh, 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 oh. A little careful here, guys, it gets so narrow. They're doing some construction here. I really wonder what they're doing. Used to be 2 lanes. And there's this Honda that's been like crashed on the side of the road for a while now. Oh, oh. That's the Midtown skyline as we come into Atlanta here. There's the Honda crashed on the side of the road. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God, guys, that sounds so good. I hope you enjoyed, guys. I'll catch you next time.